The American teen versus the Afghan teen. A big part of an American teenager's life is school. This is mostly because we have the right to an education, whereas a lot of Afghan teenagers do not. Another thing American teenagers like to do is date. Teenagers from Afghanistan do not do this because it's bad for your reputation to be seen with somebody of the opposite sex. American teenagers also have a very casual way of dressing. But in Afghanistan, you'll probably see teenagers in things like burqas and hijabs. Young girls in America like to hang out with their friends a lot, but in Afghanistan, young women hardly have any social life outside of their home and husband. Men and women in the Afghan society. Men in Afghanistan are the breadwinners. They do the work, they bring home the money, and they have any social life outside of the home that there is, since women are usually not allowed to speak to anybody outside of the family. Most of the time, the women's job is to cook, clean, and take care of the children. But also, most importantly, to take care of their husbands.
Husband, food!
Is food ready?
Yes.
Another important thing to note is that husbands can often have more than one wife. Although this trend is fading out, it still happens occasionally.
Very bad. Very bad. I'm very ashamed of you. I'm ashamed to call you my wives.
In Afghanistan, girls often have babies and marry very young. Layla and Mariam are prime examples. If women do go out, it's very disrespectful if they do not cover their face. The Taliban enforced a rule that they must all wear burqas out in public.
You vile woman! What are you doing? Put your veil back on. You are not allowed to be seen without it. Filthy swine.
Another rule in the
Fuck
book
woman! Come to
was that
market
if
with me.
women were to go out in public,
Hello?
they were supposed to be accompanied by a male family
I
member.
would. How much?
1 piece.
Here. Thank you. Come on, woman.
In the book, Miriam and Layla try to run away once, but since they do not have a male family member, they are returned to Rashid.
Food, husband?
As you may have already noticed, oftentimes husbands treat their wives very poorly.
Terrible. Terrible. Get that out of
I'm
here.
sorry.
Men also strive for sons and often treat their daughters very poorly as well.
You swine of a daughter.
We saw this a lot in 1,000 Splendid
Hey, my
Sons with
son.
Aziza and Rashid.
Here's your son.
Zalmi was often the only person Rashid cared about.
Sorry, husband.
Get out of here.
Mariam, I'm hungry.
Here's your food.
What kind of filth? Mariam, stand up. This is what your rice tastes like. Worse than that, probably. Filthy, good for nothing.
Rashid, no!
My life is good for nothing. I swear it will be the last.
Swine!
So good for Mariam for finally taking a stand. The only problem is it might be her last stand since she's killed shortly after. But even if Mariam died, at least we can assume that they frolicked like this after they killed Rashid. American teenagers don't do that in the middle of the hallway.
Here you are, husband.
No. I'm hungry.
Here's your food. Wait, insult the food. You have to insult the food. You can tell there's nothing coming out! You have to do this! I just feel like that's... Okay, don't...
I bring goat to market with my disgusting wife. I request squash.
Mariam, stand up. Mariam. Mariam. This is what you... Mariam. Kim!